I am Uno Neo, and I'm the most pleasant fucking person you could ever meet until I'm unpleasant. These are my 5 queens.
I'm Chanel. Everybody call me the sweet. I'm quiet.
My name is Megan. I'm a savage. Classy. Ratchet. Family, and I am here for unity.
I am France, like the country. I don't know how to sugarcoat a damn thing.
I am Shanitra. I am the hater maker.
We have really, really dope conversations. We put a bunch of topics in this bucket. They're all over the place. They're very random. We're gonna pull one and we're gonna talk about it. So let's just talk about it.
This episode of Crowns Up, as everybody seen at the first intro, we all got together because we have like really dope conversations. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. So this episode, we actually have men here too because we want to get a male's perspective. We just didn't want women. So I want to introduce Court Montel in the black, and then Zach in the white.
I'm Zach Oven. I own a fitness studio in Broken Arrow, 91st and Aspen. I do personal training, fitness classes, etc. If anybody wants some, you can just hit me up, hit one of the ladies up. We'll get all y'all right. End of the plug right there. Appreciate it.
So in this episode, we're going to be talking about dating. Dating while single. Do you date multiple people? Do you exclusively date? Do you only date one person at a time? It's a very big topic. I know men and women kind of go back and forth on that subject. So I guess I'll start with myself. I prefer to date more than one person. I have a don't ask, don't tell policy. We're single. There's no reason for you to know who I date. I don't need to know who you date until we become exclusive. I do feel like if someone wants to exclusively date, that needs to be communicated at the very beginning before you waste time with that. So with that being said, we're going to get everybody's opinions, and what do y'all think?
I didn't name me, okay.
Because she doesn't believe in it at all. She don't like that shit at all. Let that girl talk.
Me personally, I exclusively date, and that's because I feel like if I have more than one person giving me everything or one of something that I want, I can't just focus on one person to see if I could actually get what I want from that one person.
So how do you feel and be like when you exclusively date? Like in the past, has that worked for you?
On my end, I mean it's gonna work for me because that's what I want. But as far as the men goes, as long as they keep it honest and keep it straight up with me, like, hey, look, I'm not ready for a full-fledged exclusive relationship right now, or whatever, then we gonna work that out if I still want to kind of get to know that person. But we do have, it'll get kind of bumpy if it goes too long.
So have they been honest? Have the men that you exclusively date been honest and only been dating you?
I have had one man be completely honest. But for the most part, no.
So has that not changed it?
Established in the beginning, though. Is this something that
But
you just decided to do on your own, and it wasn't discussed on their end, or how did that go?
I just feel like that. I don't know why anybody feel like they will have to lie to me because I'm the easiest person to talk to.
But they do.
You know, but they lie to me. Period. And
So,
I don't know why.
okay, so being that most of them have lied, has that not changed your view on exclusively dating someone by yourself? Type?
No, because I don't put everybody in the same box.
Well, I think everybody should just do what the fuck they want to do. I feel like we don't own each other, and I feel like when you're dating, ing, you should date multiple people until you, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Right. So you got a dozen or 6, whatever. And dating is see, I think people associate dating with sex. I can go on multiple dates and never have sex with these people.
But if
I wanted to, I could. But we're dating, meaning we'll get to know each other. So I don't think it's fair to put all my energy into one person, and I just don't like time wasted.
Okay.
Because you can't get it back.
So, and that goes back to what I say, when you're trying to get to know somebody, how can you really know that one person or whatever if you have like 5 or 6 other people back here that's going to do
it's called multitasking.
Okay, multitasking. Person, just one more other person. You know what
multitasking.
I'm saying? Okay, so but Okay, so say you have Kevin, okay? We're just gonna say a name after
Got Kevin. Okay.
And he makes you feel just like a queen. But
Okay.
you have Derek over here.
Okay.
And he makes you feel like a queen.
Okay.
But he's lacking in something. Like maybe
Leaning
he don't
toward
have a
Kevin.
car.
Okay, then I'm
That's a
gonna.
good part of dating. You can
You get to
You're gonna
compare, contrast,
erase the one.
I
process
know,
of
but
elimination.
this is okay, but this is the thing. But what if you decide that Kevin is the one for you or whatever because he outweighs what Derek has, but then when y'all become exclusive, it's like it flips.
Well,
Is
no,
Derek
I
still
don't
single?
understand this because I'm gonna date
There
Kevin
you go.
and I'm gonna date Derek and I'm
Derek
gonna
still
date and
single?
date and date and date until I pick one, until I choose. So when I choose Kevin, Derek gotta go. But I'm not going to.
No,
You're
and
saying
I'm
you can't.
saying-
You saying you can't. You don't feel like you can focus on another person when you're solely trying to focus on one person. I can focus on multiple people. That's just I can't because everybody has something different. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
But
just need
if
to
you
jump. Can I just
cannot,
jump in here?
Go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just need to say this. You can be focused on one person all day long, but if they ain't focused on just you,
Then what's the
Maybe.
point?
that's a disconnect right there in that situation. So
And
first
that's
of all,
where
things have to be
communication come in.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you can
In the
communicate that
beginning.
it's just you and it's 25 others. So that's something that you have to over time. Like I'm not gonna say I don't trust you off top, but at the same time, you can't just go into a trust. Everybody, oh, he says it's just me. Fuck out of here. I can say it's just you and it's not. So in my experience, I'm guilty of dating only one person. But honestly, from this point on, that's not what it is. That's not what dating is. Dating is multiple people should be, in my opinion, because that way, that's how you weed them out. Okay, so Kevin, we're dating Kevin, and I got James and Ty. Kevin is paying attention. Kevin on point for the first 2 weeks, and this motherfucker done went ghost. Okay, so I don't like Kevin because Kevin's attention span is not consistent.
Yes, it's
Okay,
very
so
consistent.
he's
I
asked
love
himself
that
from
word.
He's asked himself from the equation. Thank you. So now you got
And now you ain't just sitting over there
right.
biting my
Because I done
lip
put all
because I
my
got rid
eggs
of
in
Right.
Kevin. I like Kevin. I like
am
Bishop.
I really just? Do I really just get lonely?
No.
Or am I able to maneuver? What
You
I'm
have to
doing?
learn how to maneuver
Yeah.
because that's what's gonna save
No,
your
I'm
heart.
saying,
You're gonna get your heart
do
broke every
I-
time.
No, but do I get lonely or do I maneuver?
Are you asking like personally?
Yeah.
Only
like,
you
I'm
can
like-
answer that.
Like,
I'm not willing to put you out
probably
there.
don't know.
So don't
Well,
ask
let me just say this. Let me just say this. I'm gonna date whoever for whatever, and whatever it is I get from them because I go off of energies. I mean, even when it comes to sex with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'll have sex with all of them, but I'm just saying if I'm with somebody and I feel them, I feel their energy or whatever, and I want to do that, I will. But I will not be exclusively dating them, and I hope they don't expect that from me. I definitely will tell them, don't expect that from me.
What do the guys think about women who don't? Like, what do y'all think?
Yeah.
First
There
of
have been
all,
times when I've like came into like just dope women who was like every color of the picture I wanted to paint, you know what I mean? And I mean it just wasn't a mutual thing. Like she was everything I wanted, but I might not have been what she wanted, or maybe she wasn't ready to commit, or you know, it's me going into it. If she's what I want, I'll put everything to the side to really focus on this and make sure I get it right. As opposed, but I mean, if in that same situation she's pulling back, I can't put all my eggs in just one basket.
yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna whether it's me distracting myself or me looking for a replacement. Just gotta do what you do.
Okay.
I mean,
Zach?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this as a good man.
I know you gotta start it out, but go on.
We already know right out the rip what we want. As a man, period, we already know right out the rip what we want.
Yeah.
Right? So if we want to be exclusive, we're already going to put all our eggs in one basket from the jump.
Okay.
Right? So that's what it is. So if a guy isn't willing to do that, he's not committed to you, or he never was.
Right.
So we don't want a woman who's wanting to put her eggs in multiple baskets because we already know what we want. If I run a business, I work 80 hours a week, I'm putting in all this work. So if I'm taking out time to put in and investing in you, I don't want you dating other guys.
But you gotta communicate
that
that.
goes to what I just said, though. I said he has to express and communicate that he wants that commitment with
And that's
me.
the thing. And that's the thing. Like if you're a guy, you're gonna keep it real. Like I said, we know what we want. So if a guy is just wanting to do his thing, he's never gonna commit to you and say, "Hey, this is what I want." He's gonna keep playing the field. But for a guy that really wants you, he's gonna be like, "Hey, look, you all I want. Let's see where this goes." And that's where, okay, we can talk. And as long as y'all keep it 100, that's where y'all can move forward on that. Or the woman or the guy can be like, "Hey, I'm gonna still play the field." But a lot of times playing the field is a defense mechanism, right? Because it's like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to air myself out there. But if you know what you want and that's what you want, you're not wanting to play the field because if you got multiple people, it's impossible for you to fully survey whether or not that person is worth investing your time into.
Right. And then you will find out soon enough if it is.
Right.
Well, somebody approached me like, I want to date you. I want to see where this goes. And I took it as, you selfish bastard. You just wanted to like hog me to yourself to see if it can be okay. And then 6 months later, I found out I don't like you. I don't like your breath. I don't like when you play. Like, and now 6 months has gone and I can't get it back. And then Todd was over there like, damn, you know what I mean? So I've had somebody that said, you need to cut off everything you're doing to talk to me.
Can we use it?
And it blew my mind. I was like, like,
You just
for us to
said-
date.
you
Like,
said-
we're dating. You cut off everything.
Zach just said if a man invests time in you.
It's not going to take 6 months.
No, I'm not talking about 6 months. Let's just say this is the first month. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like every guy don't think like that though. You're saying if the guys actually invest time in you for months and be on some bullshit.
And that's gonna be my question to you, Zach. So you have guys who are straight gamers. Oh, baby, I love you. It's all about you, and they have 25 others. So at what point, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not honest. Let's just keep it funky. Everybody is not honest. So at what point, as far as, you know, women, after so long, we have to kind of pick up on it too, is that I think a lot of times we make things be what we want them to be, or this picture we have, you know, in our mind, and that's not at all. And there's all types of red flags that we choose to ignore because eventually, you know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you as far as they may not know that this is the one, but when a man is really interested, I think he will,
And that's the thing, like, you notice it's not going to be any games played. You notice that because everybody makes time for what they're interested in, what they want. So if that guy isn't going the extra mile for you, if he's not going the extra mile, he's not like, hey, this is what I want, whatever the case is, he's not feeling you like that. You know what I'm saying? And he can play games with you all day. But like if a guy really wants you and he really wants to see where it's going to go, he's going to put all his eggs in one basket. I mean, you can probably attest to that, right? Kinda.
I mean, I'm the way I'm set up as a person. I feel like everybody's always going to continually grow as they grow, like, you know, as they mature as people. I don't think you necessarily know everything you're going to need to navigate the world you're trying to, you know, penetrate. So, I mean, yes, I mean, it's dope that you might know what you want, and it might, you know, that might be helpful later, but at the same time, a girl could come in your life with something you didn't even think you needed and bless you. You know what I mean?
Okay. That is your brother?
I love
we raised them good. We raised them good. So we haven't heard from you, ma'am. They're mighty quiet over there.
Oh, I'm just absorbing. I'm absorbing and observing.
So
how do you feel?
You exclusively date?
I used to exclusively date.
Okay.
And the problem with that is, the majority of the time when women exclusively date, the men aren't aware that they're exclusively dating.
That's my
In my
So you didn't communicate.
Headley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say in my mind.
Assumptions.
It was assumptions, and instead of communication, you want to go off actions, and that's why you need to communicate more, because everybody's actions aren't always what they're portraying, because people act.
Consistency is the biggest key, I would say.
Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
Exactly, but if your communication is backed by your actions, then we're in a...
This may be because let me just defend this section over here.
Actions.
This may be because we started having serious relationships at a very young age.
I got my first serious relationship at 13.
So and I was in a 5-6 year
I
relationship
did
from the age of 15 to 21. So we started being very monogamous and serious with people as young like we were teenage
We weren't
girls.
taught to date.
Right.
Everybody
So-
wanted a high school sweetheart.
Right. So once we did this whole
brains aren't even full.
exactly,
No, right.
like
You're
somebody
absolutely
should have snatched us up and been like, absolutely not. But being that we put so much time into those, you know, our first relationship.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, I'm not going to waste.
I
You don't
put-
get 10 years off of me, bro.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm saying?
I got
That
like
long
my
to
first
move on
relationship,
anyway.
y'all. And believe it or not, I was 13 years old, and I stayed in it for 13 years. Had
Right.
2 kids, broke up at 26, and I was devastated. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all
at
you
the
knew.
time, even
Y'all
though
was together
now I
forever.
realize
Right.
how young 26 was, and
Right. We
how
shouldn't have
much
been-
more I had to explore.
And that's probably
Yeah.
Yeah, I was young.
Because I
So-
didn't want to start dating exclusively until I got 29.
Right. So we went in reverse.
Yeah, everybody.
We should have been enjoying being teenagers and that, but we was in
Right.
some serious shit then. So maybe that's why we have this kind of like, you're not gonna get to waste a lot of my time. You get this
Exactly.
much time, and like I said, if you're showing me that you're all about me, I might not look over there as much. I might be like, oh damn, he's
And that,
really
yeah, to me,
okay.
To me, that's what I meant on my part. Like, I wasn't saying you instantly had to just put your eggs in one basket.
Right.
If somebody is like, yo, I'm really feeling you, you know what I'm saying, especially a man, and he's putting all this into you, that's enough. Because, like, men are going to say what they're going to say. They're going to try to talk you out your panties anytime they can, right?
Love the
But
honesty.
just being honest. Just being honest. Like, that's what men are going to do. So the real men who are really trying to get to you, right, they're the ones who are going to, like, let their actions actually line up with it.
Okay.
And they're going to talk to you. They're going to keep it real. So even if they're just like, hey, look, I'm messing with all these
You're gonna
girls
do
over
the next
here,
one. So I realize.
they're still keeping it real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is at the end of the day. Like, and that's how it is for a lot of people. A lot of us were going off of defense mechanisms. Like, y'all started dating at an early age.
Yeah.
Now y'all got defense mechanisms up to where y'all like, hey, I don't want to put myself in that vulnerable position again.
Yeah.
Where she started kind of doing that a little bit later in life. So she's got a little bit more of like, okay, this is what this is. Like, let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
So the communication is the biggest part, but it's also coupled with the actions, because people can say whatever they want to.
Right.
Because it's not just guys that are flaky; women are just as flaky.
Oh, actually,
Absolutely.
this just made me realize that I'm not very attentive.
Absolutely.
Like, no, I'm serious. Like, I feel bad. And
man, we
it
did
doesn't
that.
mean that I'm not interested. I'm just not. I'm not one of those women that had to that gave a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's misconstrued.
Men want
I'm not
attention.
interested.
Absolutely.
And I'm
They
so
want
focused,
attention.
But I am. I might be focused solely on you, but I got some
Right.
other
I got
things
so
going
much
on.
going
So
on.
Right.
I'm.
It's not that you're
see
focused
you
on
every
other
day.
men.
No,
Because
I'm focused on
same thing happened with
what
me.
I'm
Like
doing.
somebody texted me today, was like, "Hey, stranger, you don't ever," and I'm literally not texting anyone. But I have so many other things going on.
Right.
It's like, no, I'm not focusing my energy
And
on
that's what I'm
another
saying.
man.
So this
It's
just made me
I'm
realize
busy.
that it's, in my experience, it's been me, because
Yeah.
I've heard it on more than one accord. So if more than one person tell you something, you gotta look at yourself.
Yeah,
So
I'm inattentive
it's not that I'm
and
not
ADHD.
interested.
So
I am. I'm usually focused on one man, but I have other things going on.
Right.
So I'm not as attentive as I should be. So
Yeah.
I have to work.
Because
on
I
that.
text back 3 days later, hey,
me too.
hey.
Like, you
I get a hey on Monday. I text back on Wednesday, hey. Fuck you. Ain't no hey
That's
no
what I get,
more.
like,
And I'm the
you
same
too
way.
busy.
I'm the same way. You know, because like my phone's buzzing off of prospects, you know, business clients, stuff like that. So that's my
Yeah.
order of operations. Is like, let me handle my business first.
Yeah.
And then my personal second.
So I guess it only
Yeah,
takes
it's
a few
that
seconds to
communication.
actually make
Right.
make a text. So
And it's
that's
that communication aspect.
Okay,
of
so
it,
we're going to wrap
because,
this one up.
You know, everybody kind of gets drained from that stuff. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think-
Like,
I think so. Like, wrap it up. I mean, and just the main thing is communication. I say I can't stress it enough. I think men, like, they want to exclusively they need to say something. I know y'all said actions, but my thing is, a lot of people act, and that's not what they own. Some people can act like your boyfriend and say, "We're not together."
Right.
Right. You're acting like it. You see what I'm saying? So
Kissing in the mouth, we go together.
Women too. Women are probably acting like, I'm saying women are
Kissing in the
probably
mouth?
coming over, cooking.
You done ate over here,
But
we
she
together.
But she might not want a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So I just think at the end of the day, like, you have to communicate exactly what it is you want. And I'm saying at the beginning, so that there's no hurt feelings.
From
Like,
the
you're the
gate.
type of man who, you know, you feeling her, this, you want that, you have to say it.
Right.
But
Same
you may not
thing.
know that in the beginning. You know, you might meet somebody and you're attracted to it, but you don't know if it's somebody you want to be with.
But you know if
you want to only date that person.
Right.
You know, like Chanel said, I only date one person at a time. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like she wants that reciprocated. I don't think she wants a man that's dating multiple women.
That's why it's
so that's
necessary
something
to
she
have
has
that
to
talk.
say that at the beginning. Like, look, I'm putting my all into this. I just want to date you right now. I want to focus on you.
But she
I
also
just
said
think
that
at
they
this
kept it real
time-
with her and told her she could be okay with that too. Which, are you really being honest with yourself?
Are you okay with that?
You really
dating a man that's seeing other
I
women?
believe, no, look. Okay, so I just believe that when you meet somebody and y'all getting to know each other, okay, you can get to know whoever, but like after 30 days or something like that, you will know if that particular person you want to just
I'm gonna
kind
need more
of.
than 30 days.
30 days.
For me,
Talking every
it
day?
takes a minute
Or
to.
just 30 days.
For me.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, just interacting and being consistent for 30 days with a person.
Okay,
Or whatever.
consistent.
That's just a number.
Because
I'm
in
not
30
saying
days,
it
I done
actually
talked to you
takes
like
me 30
twice.
days.
About 90.
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation. I really do. But I feel like women that exclusively date a lot of times, and men too, end up heartbroken. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just my honest opinion
Yeah.
because
I mean,
I can
but
attest to that.
it's a lot of heartbreak in that because
Disappointed
you
going
don't
into it.
know
It's heartbroken,
they
but
going
you
into
can
it
be
with all these
disappointed.
expectations and you get let down because most people aren't exclusively dating.
Right.
They're not.
And
Like,
that's why
I
if
just-
you don't have
I-
that
I
conversation,
guess
you're setting
because-
yourself up for it.
I just feel like, how can I say this?
I know
You
men
just
who
want to date
exclusively
one person at one time to solely focus on that one person.
I know
It's
men who
beautiful.
exclusively date, and maybe I need to introduce you, honey.
She's
'cause-
dating with a purpose. Let's say that.
Yeah.
She's dating with a
You're
purpose.
dating with a
She's dating
person.
with a
And there's
person.
nothing wrong
I am
with that.
too.
It's nothing wrong with that, but I want that to be reciprocated to
fun.
you. You see what I'm saying? I want. Here's the thing. I want if you're gonna exclusively date them, I want the man that you date to exclusively date you as well.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't want you to be.
So when you
dating
meet
a
somebody and
guy-
say, hey, I'm not into dating multiple people. I like to focus on one person at a time. Are you with that? That's the conversation.
No,
That's
he
it.
gonna be with her focusing on one person at a time. You gotta say, is that a mutual thing? Would you like to exclusively date as well?
Okay, since my last experience or whatever, we do have that conversation, okay? And sometimes I'll be like, right now, I'm just making friends. I want to see, what you got going on or whatever, how you talk. If he can stimulate me mentally, then probably I will be like, oh, well, shit. Maybe we can, and then that's when I will say, hey, blah, blah, blah. I want to date exclusively.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you feel the same way.
I can dig that.
If you don't, then
Okay.
I'll move around. Or we
Okay.
can continue to be homies.